Russell to throw. Left sideline. Jay Lee. Oh, Jay's got it.
Marshall will stroll into the end zone.
Pass wide open. Goodly. You're not going to catch it.
It's caught. Touchdown.
Oh yeah, both teams put up video game numbers on offense, but which grades out better when you look at it from every angle, Oregon or Baylor? That's what we do at CI. We grind it down to a fine powder and get these answers to your probing questions. So, representing Mark Helfrich on the Ducks, Jill Savage from CI Oregon, and making a case for Art Briles Bears, we say hello to Rivals.com's Kevin Longquist. Hey guys, before we get into it, let's quickly take a look at some of the offensive numbers. Baylor, Oregon, number 1 and number 2 respectively in total and scoring offense. Baylor's nearly 780 yards a game is pretty much insane. So Jill, you start. What is your argument for Oregon being the top offense in the land?
Well, first off, Bonnie, you have to start with the fact that Baylor hasn't played anyone. They had 3 cupcake games and a game against West Virginia. But when you get back into the Oregon playmakers, Marcus Mariota is considered the front runner right now for the Heisman Trophy. DeAnthony Thomas was on the cover of Sports Illustrated last year as the fastest man in football. This team is loaded with playmakers every year. It doesn't matter if someone gets hurt, the next man comes in and is just as good. You see Oregon right now, they face a superior competition to the competition that Baylor faces. That's why they have the number 1 offense in the country.
Well, we can talk about Oregon's allegedly challenging non-conference schedule, but the reason why Baylor's offense is the best in the land, it really starts with the offensive line. They're going to have the first overall offensive lineman taken in next year's draft, in Cyril Richardson, who Art Briles calls the best offensive lineman in America. They also have Spencer Drango, left tackle, who started as a redshirt freshman. And also, think about this. Their top wide receiver, Tevin Reese, he's already averaging 51 yards per touchdown reception. And keep in mind, running back Lake Seastrunk, he escaped Eugene 2 years ago to come back to God's country in Texas.
Again, 51 yards for a touchdown, that's great, but do it against an actual defense that you have there. And with Lake Seastrunk, I was actually there at practice way back when you could still watch practice at Oregon and saw Lake Seastrunk. He wasn't even the 4th guy on the depth chart because there was so much talent in front of him that he never really picked up the offense the way that they wanted him to. That's why he left town.
Well, Jill, my problem with Oregon's offense, really, and I've been an opponent of their offense for the last 2 or 3 years. I actually watched them at Cowboy Stadium against LSU 2 years ago when Darren Thomas was courting them. My problem with Oregon is the fact that they are not physical enough. When someone delivers a punch to Oregon's offense, they fall back. You don't even you can go to that LSU game where they got popped 40-27, and then you have to go back into your backyard in Eugene when Stanford knocked them on their butts 17-14. They are not physical enough to go to the tackles. If they can't go to the outside, they're done against a team that is faster and physical, and that's where Oregon falls short.
And they only have 4 losses. I mean, this isn't really a competition. When you look at it with Marcus Mariota, he has 18 games that he started. Marcus has started 18 games. He's only played in the 4th quarter of 4 of those games because every other game is a complete blowout.
3 of Baylor's first 4 games have been over in the first quarter, and it hasn't been close. They had over 650 yards against West Virginia, a team that knocked off Oklahoma State the prior week because Oklahoma State was projected to be the preseason Big 12 champion, and they put it on the Cowboys. So you can't tell me what the problem is with Baylor's offense if they are already putting these kind of numbers on a team that really put it on the Cowboys. And, you know, we can go into Oregon's non-conference schedule with Tennessee and Virginia. Mike Lennon and Virginia
looks pretty good right now, don't they?
Tennessee, has Tennessee won a conference game yet? Here's your problem.
They took Georgia to overtime. I think that changes everything.
Right, but did they win the game? No, they lost the game.
No,
Virginia. You've got 3 coaches that Oregon has played that are in their first year. Colorado and Mike McIntyre, first year. Terrible program. Sonny Dykes at Cal in his first year. And Butch Jones is in his first year at Tennessee. Where's the strength? Those guys haven't even had a chance to get their talent in to make legitimate runs against the Ducks.
Great arguments by both of you. I would have to give Oregon the nod strength of schedule. As far as depth at running back, I would go running backs. But here's one thing that we never talk about Baylor. They got 7 receivers who have had at least 100 yards this season. So in terms of receiver depth, I would probably give the nod to the Bears. Jill and Kevin, thanks so much for your debate, and enjoy the games, guys.
We'll do it.